how's it going? I'm in Japan. So that's cool. I've been in Japan for like a little less than 48 hours. I'm here. It's tight. I'll be here for a little bit. Why am I staying in Japan? Good question. I don't know. I've been wanting to go to Japan for a long time. Originally, like 7 years ago, I applied to go to the JET program, which is like teaching English in Japan, and I got rejected within like a week. But in the preparation for my reality, which I decided was going to happen, I started watching videos about Japan, specifically from Chris Broad. Never stopped watching him. I've watched probably like 500 videos about Japan. So I've been fascinated with it, wanted to go, and here I am. That's it. And this is where I'm staying. We have the kitchen over here. Wow, very nice. Very cute little cozy kitchen. The bathroom's over here. You can see right there. I don't know if you can see it. That's a bidet, though. They got a bidet in that bitch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then the rest of the fucking room. I mean, that's pretty much it, to be honest. It's just my bed. I'm sure some of you guys are thinking to yourselves, Ludwig, aren't you fucking rich? Why didn't you get like a really nice place in Tokyo that was really big? Which is a great question that I've been wondering to myself lately. But I remember before I had come here, as I was booking my trip for Japan, I sat there. I sat there on the phone. I remember it's at my mom's house because I went to her house for her birthday. I sat there at 3 a.m. and I was literally looking at the most like expensive spot there was. $15,000 for like 2 weeks, like $1,000 a night. And then I was looking at this place, which was like about $100 a night. And I'm going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And finally, I'm like, you know what? Whenever I've thought about myself in Japan, it's been with the idea of when I wanted to come here as a part of the JET program, which is like tiny ass little apartment getting things done. What a fucking idiot I am, dude. I'm rich. I should have just gotten the fucking fancy thing. Son of a bitch. I would have like 14 different bathrooms, 15 different showers. I'd have like 20 bidets that I get to bring home. I'd have like 40 bottles of sake every night. Oh, I'd have a cleaning service. I'm so stupid. But it is cute. I do like my place. The only reason I'm happy I made this choice is because there's a sick cafe like right next to my apartment building. Because as I've been telling you guys, it's stressful, right? Every single interaction. Like even going to like to a convenience store to get some food or, you know, socks or toothpaste. I hate having to be like, arigato gozaimashita, because I don't know how to fucking say it. And every time I say it different. I've never said it the same way twice. But then I also don't want to show up and then be a dick and say jack shit. So anyway, I go to this cafe and I'm really nervous. All I want is a fucking coffee, bro. That's all I want to and I'm like looking at my phone and it's like kohi. And I'm like, all right, kohi. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then I walk in and I do the thing. I go, hi. And I'm like, fuck, that's yes, Ludwig, you fucking idiot. And then the lady in damn near fluent English talks back to me. She goes, hello, how's it going? And I was like, and I was like, good. How are you? And she's like, good. I'm hanging out. I'm chilling. I'm like, can I get like an espresso? And she's like, yeah, sure. Like it's totally fine. Coming right up. We just doing some small talk. She's born and raised in Tokyo. She's like 35, 40 years old, but she just has gone to America a few times. She speaks fucking good. So this is like the first time outside of when I'm a Pokemon next to Connor who goes, oishi, oishi, with whatever food place he brings me to, which has happened a good amount. Connor's helped me out a lot, but you know, he can't babysit me every second of the day. So sometimes I'm on my own. It's the first time I've been able to converse with a human. And so we start chatting. I'm having a great time. I'm having such a good time. And I'm so happy that I can talk to a human. This is kind of cringe. I asked for a single espresso. After I finish my espresso, I say, you know what? Because at the start, she's like single or double. I was like, could I actually get one more espresso? I should have got a double. And she's like, sure, 100%. A little bit of a translation error there. She thought I meant I want a double now. So she gave me a double espresso. She made it a triple because our conversation was, I think, good. That shit fucked me up. All right. I've been wired all day. I've been going because I didn't want to not finish it. I didn't want to be an asshole. But what happened while I was there, I had a cute interaction because one of the people who also worked there, their daughter was there, and they're talking to me, and they're like, yeah, we went to L.A. not too long ago. I was like, dope. We're in L.A. They're like, oh, we went to Disneyland, and I was like, Disneyland? You know, my girlfriend used to work there. She used to be a princess. And they were like, and the little girl started losing it. Her mom translated. The little girl, she looked at me. She just did this. And I was like, yep. Yeah, she was. She was Cinderella. And the girl was like, that's my favorite. Except in Japanese. And so I go back to talking to the lady who's making the coffee. While I go back to talking to the lady who makes the coffee, the little girl comes up to me. She taps. She goes. I'm like this. She goes. Hands me a little gift of cookies. I got cookies. I got delicious little cookie gifts. I haven't even had them yet. I just stared at them. I didn't know what to do. I just went. Arigato gozaimashita. Just stared at him for a while. And the reason she gave them to me, by the way, because she goes to her mom after. She said, the girl said, if your girlfriend was a princess, then you must be a prince. And I was like, I don't know, I guess. It makes sense. Like, the math adds up. I didn't say it, but the math adds up. Not bad. Just not bad. It was very cute. It was adorable. It was an adorable moment. I was gushing. Anyway, the other way that I've been able to interact with people is what I think every Japanese person is addicted to. And I didn't know this. I feel like videos don't really cover this enough. Drinking alcohol. Everybody in this fucking country is an alcoholic. There are so many fucking bars. There are tens of thousands of bars. Stupid amount. Not sake. No, these fuckers are chugging down beer left and right. They got a huge craft beer scene. Whiskey, they love that shit. It's way easier to talk to people when they're drunk. Like, they're way more open to talking to you. Because I think there's like an anxiety in dealing with the language barrier between someone who speaks English and someone who speaks Japanese, and there's no middle ground between them. There's just anxiety in the same way for me to go to a convenience store to get food, for them to have me come up to them to be like, hi, what's going on in your life? But if you're drunk, anxiety disappears. Social lubricant. So I started chatting with people. But I have one goal while I'm here. Selfishly, I want to get recognized. I just want to get recognized one time by someone who's Japanese. Now, I've been recognized probably a dozen times by foreigners. I literally walked out of the airport. First thing was like a group of Australians. Instantly, they walk up to me. They go, how's it going? Ludwig, right? Take a picture. It's great. But I would love to find out if I just have enough clout to extend to someone from Japan. That's it. That's all I want to find out. I mean, trust me, I've been walking around. Boys. Plain and simple. Nobody's biting. But at the bars, that's where I get a little drunk. And I start to get a little cocky. So we're making conversation. America Jin desu, which just means I'm American. The moment I say that and someone has a drink in their system, disarmed. Because they're like, oh, this fucker knows what he's doing here. I'm like, yes, sir. And then they start speaking in broken English, and I start trying to speak in broken English back. And they're like a natural conversation point in conjunction with like, where are you from? You know, how long are you here? Is what do you do for work? And I am not shy about it. Every time someone asks me, even if they don't ask me, I'm like, you too better. Just dropping that. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, I'm trying to flex, but I also don't know any Japanese. 4 million subscribers doesn't really translate. So I'm like, yon million. Des. And they're like, cool. Nobody's fucking cared so far. I've tried a lot. Nobody gives a fuck. So that's tough. Working on that one. We'll get there. I think. We'll get there. I'm not Logan Pauling it. All right? But I got yon million, and I'm trying to get one person to say, I've seen you. That's it. Call me cringe. I want such a little thing. Such little things in life. Hello, hello. Am I live? I'm live. I'm live. How was the coffee? Dude, holy shit. Okay, so I'm a little late to stream today. And you guys will remember last night, I told you I had one goal for my Japan trip. And that was to be recognized by someone from Japan. Just to see, it's a test, all right? It's a litmus test on how deep the clout goes. Because when you think about it, this whole streaming sphere, and I mean every part of it, from XQC to Kai to Valkyrie to me, is a very small part of global culture. Very, very tiny, insignificant. Insignificant. Did you mean litmus? No, litmus. It's a different test. It's actually, it's a Thai word. It's a very insignificant part of global culture, right? I'm mostly recognized in English-speaking countries by a very small percentage of those countries. And then the next largest viewer base of a non-English-speaking country is Germany. And that's because every fucking German sounds like, perfect English. Oh, sorry, my English is not so good. And they sound better than almost every single American, so they're basically English speakers. And after that, it falls off drastically. It's like maybe like some Swedes, because they also speak English. But there's almost no real viewers from any Asian countries, South American countries, African countries. Those I don't really touch. So I'm trying. That's my goal. And last night, we after stream, I get some dinner. We go shopping, and then we go to Golden Guy, which is like a street of bars, and there's like maybe 200 bars across like 4 different small alleyways. But we're walking through Golden Guy. It's me, Yan, a couple other people, Aaron, and we're going through Golden Guy, and we're popping in to every place. And Golden Guy is kind of scary because there's so many bars. You don't know what the vibe is when you open the door. It's kind of like a little mystery box. So there's so many different bars. All the doors are closed because it's cold outside. You open the door, and it'll be like either super packed, everyone's yelling, they're doing like karaoke, it's like an anime bar, or it's like fucking empty, it's one dude smoking a cigarette, or it's like 2 Japanese salarymen, and you walk in, and they look at you like the SpongeBob meme, and it's like, so you kind of have to find ones that, fit the vibe. So we go to a couple, basically you go one, get a drink, go to another, get a drink, bar hop. The first couple, chill, get a drink, move on. Next one we go is one of those lonely Japanese dudes smoking a cigarette bars. Great. Third one we go to, super sweet lady. He's been there 16 years. There's this old drunk guy. I'm like, what do you do for work? He's like, I'm a beggar. Get me a drink. And I'm like, shit. All right. Got me there. Okay. I told him I'm a YouTuber. So the rest of the night he goes, rich YouTuber. Can I get a drink? I'm like, I'm all right, man. If it makes you happy, I could do it. The drinks were cheap. We got like 10 drinks. It cost like a total of $70. That's not bad. But then we get to the last bar, right? And bear in mind, this entire trip, one goal, have a Japanese person recognize me. So we go into this bar, and it's like this Japanese dude running it. His friend is also there. They're drinking, they're chatting. We sit down. This Italian dude comes in, super badass. He's like part of the Air Force, the Italian Air Force. He speaks Italian, Japanese, and English. And he starts asking me what I do. And we're chatting. I'm telling him, I'm a YouTuber. He's like, oh, shit. He has me look it up. And then the barman hears about this. He picks up, because he speaks English pretty well. He picks up. He goes, YouTuber. I'm like, yeah, YouTuber des. And he's like, ah. And he pulls out his phone, and his phone is airplaying on the TV. He's like, pull it up. So I type in Ludwig. And then the first thing he does is he proudly clicks on the most recent thing, which was my stream from yesterday. And he starts playing my stream from yesterday. And it's me on this TV in the bar with my friends, 2 Japanese dude and the Italian Air Force guy, just like literally like this. Like, chat, how does the camera work? This is a 4-hour stream. How do we get the Sony? So I have a Sony A7R, and it's like that. And so I'm a little embarrassed. And I'm like, oh, no. You got to throw in like a video. You got to throw in a video. And he's like, And then he does this. Hold up. Yeah. Okay. I think some of you guys are guessing what was pulled up here. But because he looked up my name, it came up with what is most searched for right now. And so in this fucking bar, with me, couple of my friends, Italian Air Force guy, and 2 Japanese dudes. The guy pulls up a video that I made called Atrioc. And him and his friends start proudly laughing because I am getting super embarrassed and mortified. And he thinks it's because he's playing my video on the TV. And I know the real, and you know the real reason. But to contextualize to somebody who speaks a bit of English on how this specific video is a little bit personal to play is pretty tough to do. And so, in my efforts to be recognized in Japan, it's technically happened one time because this dude, all right, he said, maybe I recognize. Subscribed to my channel on the spot and played my video, but it was also the most embarrassing and mortifying experience of the Japan trip. They didn't play for long. He played it for like a solid minute before I was like, can we do karaoke? And then he was like, yeah. And then we pulled up karaoke. And then we sang Masayoshi Takanaka, and banged out to songs like Stay With Me. And so we were saved. But it was funny. It was crazy. But it was funny.